So what's up, it's your boy Domuto. We're back with another video today. We're watching Patrick CC, and we're watching the video called something about Bill Burr. Bill Burr. The victims of Bill Burr. Alright. Bill Burr is a funny ass comedian. Funny ass comedian. And so let's see who the victims of Bill Burr. What the fuck? Got some controversy?
Burr's comedic persona is the loud, overconfident guy at the end of the bar. He fearlessly voices exactly what is on his mind, whether he is on daytime television or sitting across the table from you. However, Bill cannot be dismissed as some blue-collar loudmouth drunk. He is highly educated and will accurately expose your insecurities. These are some of the people who have been trolled, intimidated, and dismantled by the gab of Bill Burr, starting with Theo Vau, one of the sweetest and most beloved comedians who was robbed of his charm. In 2019, Theo Vau invited Bill to be on his This Past Weekend podcast. At this point in his career, Theo was just starting to become a household name. However, Bill wasn't very familiar with his material nor his fan base, which set the conversation off to a weird start. Theo was a huge fan of Bill, and naturally started picking Bill's brain about the comedy and entertainment industry. So from the beginning, they established a hierarchy where Theo seems like an aspiring comic looking for advice.
I was just like experiencing like a ton of stress, man, burnt out. You know, I've been on the same tour for this hour for almost over a year now.
You gotta toughen up, man.
Yeah, you're right, huh?
You know?
What do I do, you think?
Camouflage hat, looking like a fucking backwoods guy, all tough and shit. You can't handle
Damn.
doing your hour again? I mean, come on, man. Suck it up.
Bill probably had a hard time relating to Theo's mental health struggles since he grew up around blue-collar Boston men who worked themselves into an early grave. Then again, this was just harmless ball busting, but an early sign of what was about to come.
I just think I have a tough time working with other people sometimes, you know? I just think
Well, I would say get over that. Get over yourself and get over that, because there's a lot of great people in this business and you're gonna miss out. And I don't know.
That's good advice.
No,
you know what?
I
You'll
totally
say
respect that.
you'll love
People, I'm sorry, I hate to stop. I hate to stop videos, but people gotta understand, right? Everybody don't give advice the way, you know what I'm saying, that you want it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For instance, how Bill Burr talked to Theo Vau, like growing up, nigga, when my dad gave me advice or told me shit, I thought he was, like, when I was younger, I thought he was yelling at me and thought he was being mean. Really, he was that's just how he gave advice. It was just with that tone. It was a little aggressive. As I got older, I understand. So you gotta understand. People don't give advice all sweet and cool. Like, you gotta read between the lines. You know what I'm saying? Read between the lines. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not raised like you. Everybody's raised more aggressive. People are raised more soft and what, you know what I'm saying?
loved ones will save money on the
I hate to
funeral
say
costs
soft,
because
but
no one's going to
no,
go,
no.
so there's not going to be
Yeah,
too
I know what
many
I'm saying.
snacks they got to put together.
You could see Bill was about to be more serious with Theo, but then paused and decided to defer to a silly joke. That wouldn't last.
She'd have a rough day and she'd come in and
I don't remember the whole show.
I can explain it to you.
Yeah.
I can explain it to
Okay,
you.
good.
This fucking guy just I don't know what that is. All right.
No, I believe it.
I'm not into it. I don't want to hear it. I got it. Your show. Go ahead.
All right, let's talk about old shows then.
We don't have to. You made
Patty
me-
Duke. What
you
about
made
that?
me feel like an asshole. Like that was the
did I really?
15th time I fucking brought it up.
Bill is becoming increasingly agitated with him, but Theo is making a huge mistake here. Theo is known for his airheaded yet poetic thoughts about life. He also speaks exactly what is on his mind, but it feels like the intrusive thoughts of someone with more heart than brains. Theo keeps switching in and out of being serious and being funny, making it difficult for Bill to riff with him. They both can't decide when the other person is making a joke or being serious, and by the end, Theo felt defeated, and Bill could sense it.
What about the nice guys? Oh, you got to see that.
Oh, what's the nice guys?
No, I don't know. I think you're looking down. You got your
No, I
jaw
watch it.
out. You got your jaw out. It's very
No.
confrontation. I'm feeling like you're not liking my suggestions. You just like you like the Once upon a time in Hollywood. This guy's dead to me. He's dead to me.
This was like watching two guys having to hang out because their wives are friends. This is what it looks like
That's
when your
crazy.
two cool friends meet for the first time and don't hit it off like you thought. Bill said he had a great time, but fans provided empathy for Theo since they know he is humble and vulnerable. They could tell he was disappointed with himself, and Theo addressed the pod a few days later.
He was Bill Burr to a T.
He's brash. He's poignant. He's exact. You know, he really is like a NASA, you know, like a rocket, you know. And I'm more like sometimes like Phil Armstrong, you know. You find me just kind of moseying around on the moon, you know, monitoring how I feel.
You see, Bill only gets serious when you make him. Sometimes it's better to just sit back and let him beat you up a little bit, like how Joe Rogan did after Bill absolutely dismantled him.
Want people to walk down the street with a mask on?
Let's not start this, Joe.
Do you, though?
Let's not start this.
But before Rogan gets humbled by Bill, a quick word from our sponsor,
fuck you.
Aura. Are you tired of receiving
Shout
those
out to
spam
Pep
calls
CC.
from unknown numbers all day? I know I am. Luckily, today's sponsor, Aura, can help. Data brokers
Listening to you with no medical degree, with an American flag behind you, smoking a cigar, acting like we know what's up. I just love how wearing a mask became like this like soft thing that you were doing, like being
it's for
courteous. Being courteous. Why is it for bitches? That was so
You're wearing a
stupid.
mask. First of all, it's
Oh
not-
God, you're so tough with your open nose and throat. Gee, Joe, and your 5 o'clock shadow. This is a man right here.
joke. He often reminds people it's okay to laugh at themselves. Making fun is his
Your
way
5
of showing
o'clock
love
shadow.
towards someone. A perfect example of this is Bill's endless jokes towards Colin Cowherd, who hosted a sports radio show on ESPN. Him and Bill are great friends, which is why Colin knows to just laugh when Bill is sending shots his way.
A lot of people think that they're uncomfortable with my elevation. Are you uncomfortable with it?
No, I just see all of your insecurities.
A giant desk. When guys come and sit on the couch, I go right after them. Don't you respect me for that?
No, I don't. Your big dumb desk hiding behind your microphone.
And don't even think about asking Bill a dumb question.
You're in your comedy prime right now. Like this is you got about 8 years left.
How do you judge that?
Because your energy level is high. You're nimble. I mean, dude.
And what do you do? I'm not like an athlete. I'm gonna blow out in a and I can't write a joke anymore.
Like I said, Colin knows how to laugh it off and remain in good spirits. But some people think Bill is actually the insecure one. Sometimes a harmless question is asked and Bill is the one who takes it the wrong way.
Bill, are you the head writer on the show, or how do you work in the writers' room on the show? Because you write your stand-up specials, you know. Obviously, you're a writer,
I've seen
but
that shit.
you've never really
I've
written
seen,
on
like,
a
the-
sitcom before. If you go through your credits, you hadn't really been on a show before.
Why'd you have to bring that up? Just right out of the gate, he goes negative. Never really saw you write on anything before, Bill. There was all these other nice things on your IMDb page I could have brought up, but I noticed this one glaring thing that you've never done.
Sure, maybe the interviewer could have rephrased the question to, how
Yeah.
different is writing comedy on a show versus on stage? It was pretty clear this guy was not trying to offend him. The same thing can be said about this interviewer.
Here in the MLB Fan Cave hanging out with actor-comedian Bill Burr.
I like that you said actor-comedian.
Well, you're an
I
actor-
usually go comedian-actor. Look, dude, if you saw my IMDb page, you'd definitely know it was comedian actor. Yeah, it's a quick read.
After all, Bill admits himself
Nobody gives a
that he had a
fuck.
hard time understanding people's intentions throughout his whole life, which usually led to anger or jokes.
Well,
If someone was
sad face.
really nice, I would just be like, get away from me. If someone was an asshole, it's like, oh, that seems
from
familiar.
Boston,
For whatever
nigga.
reason, I don't like being complimented. Well, fortunately for Bill, he didn't have to worry about being complimented on this next one, because he made enemies with the entire city of Philadelphia after they relentlessly booed him during his set. While Bill was developing as a comedian in the 90s and early 2000s, he gained some notoriety on Comedy Central Presents and through regular appearances in The Chappelle Show. But many attribute a large jump in
Philadelphia,
Bill's
boy.
popularity to the Opie and Anthony radio show, where he's regularly been a guest over the years. In 2006, many Opie and Anthony show regulars were on the Traveling Virus Comedy Tour, such as Tracy Morgan, Bob Saget,
Tracy
Ralphie
Morgan.
May, and Patrice O'Neill, to name a few. The tour was very successful, with the second show in the lineup breaking Jay Leno's record for the most tickets sold for a comedy show at New Jersey's PNC Bank
Okay.
Arts Center. However, the third show in Camden, New Jersey, just across the Delaware River from Philadelphia, didn't go nearly as well. The drunk and unruly Philly crowd on a hot afternoon outdoor show set the tone by booing the opening act off stage. They'd continued to behave poorly and on the verge of booing the rest of the night, as those who had yet to perform were dreading their set. Tracy Morgan gave up 7 minutes into a 20-minute set. Bob Saget and Patrice
Damn,
O'Neill
Tracy.
did well, but Bill wasn't having it with this crowd. He got defensive on behalf of his comedian friends, which led to an all-out roast session from the beginning.
Oh, f*** all you people. You know what, you f***ing losers? I hope you all f***ing die, and I hope the f***ing Eagles never win the Super Bowl. Go f*** yourself.
Oh,
Oh
damn.
yeah, he wasn't holding back.
Let's talk about heart disease, something you're all gonna f***ing die of, and I'm gonna laugh at your f***ing
Aggressive.
funeral. It's gonna be great.
Aggression.
You're gonna get f***ing cancer, which is fantastic because all your f***ing heads are shaved anyways. No one's even gonna notice.
If you can believe it, it gets so much worse. Every minute that goes by, he decimates every possible thing about Philadelphia. He says if there was a terrorist attack on Philly, nobody would care.
I thought y'all was tough out there.
Is your hero, the whole pride of your
Hey,
city
facts.
built around a f***ing guy who doesn't even exist.
A man interrupts him from the crowd. Bill responds.
What do you have to say, sir? Never passed the f***ing 8th grade. What brilliant shit are you gonna f***ing tell me,
Not a
huh?
damn thing.
Go back to the dock and go unload some shit. You f***ing warehouse working, weed smoking, f***ing disappointment for your mother.
Obviously, most people were
Damn.
offended, but others started to respect his determination to fight an entire crowd of angry people.
7 minutes left. 7 motherfucking minutes left. And I'm doing all f***ing 7.
As the minutes count down, the
Do it,
insults
bro.
progressively get more bleak, until the end where he says he wishes he had a weapon to use on every single person in the crowd. And in some backwards twist of fate, they loved it, and cheered for him as he quadrupled down on his hatred towards them while walking off stage.
All right, listen, I'm out of time. You guys were here, man. Thank you very much. All of you go f*** yourselves in your own assholes.
Damn.
Have a good night.
Bill single-handedly
Philly
destroyed
cooking y'all.
everything the
That
city
nigga
of Philadelphia
Bill Burr cooked
loves,
y'all niggas,
and they
Philly.
cheered for him as he left the stage. This rant made national headlines. Bill's fame leveled up immensely, but he claims it didn't help him sell more tickets. It definitely stamped his persona of being an unruly jerk with a short temper that will say literally anything that is on his mind. In retrospect, Bill believes he was unprofessional and threw gas on the Philly crowd fire. He doesn't regret it, but he never wanted people to think that he is just a shock jock with a loud mouth. He spent the next decade proving to the world that he is actually an artistic comedian who is just a tad bit savage at times. And he did his best trying to be sensitive during his interview with Ethan Klein, but eventually he ran out of patience. Ethan Klein is
Alright, I
one
seen the
half
dude
of the
before.
H3H3 duo with his wife Hila. Ethan developed a reputation on YouTube over the years for being a hilarious reaction channel. He created iconic
me?
skits and bits that are worthy of being considered YouTube Hall of
That ain't
Fame.
like me for
In
real.
short, people thought he was funny. But while sitting across from a comic legend on the H3 podcast, Ethan was nervous.
You know what I mean? If you went to whatever Comic-Con of podcasting, would you be nervous?
Yes.
All right. Well, you're an apprehensive person.
I'm so neurotic. I am nervous. I'm nervous right now.
Okay.
Very nervous.
I don't think
But
that's going to help.
how do you?
Despite this, Ethan remained pretty smooth for the first hour, but he would interrupt Bill a lot.
I don't know. I mean, you're right. You're
I
really.
never
you're-
watched this
I mean, he's doing
podcast.
this. I mean, how much? What does that do? You need
You
some
got this
justification.
kicked out of your
Yeah, sure.
for a while.
So
You-
it's OCD.
You're kind of
in my
looking.
case.
Oh, yours? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to diagnose you. I have no idea.
You could tell Bill was getting increasingly more frustrated when he would be trying to answer a question, then Ethan would just say, right, and try to finish his answer for him. However, things got really awkward when Ethan started pressing a question that Bill did not want to answer.
It seems like you're in love with your daughter, hearing you talk about her on the podcast.
Huh?
That's right. Well, you're pretty perceptive. You think you care
Well,
about your own
I don't-
child.
listen.
You also had a zillion kids, so I mean, yeah.
Really? How many siblings do you have?
I don't know, dude. The internet's too fucking weird to give out all that information.
Oh, you don't even want to say how many because you're afraid that it will
Yeah,
somehow
by all means,
compromise your
keep talking
privacy.
about it. Is there any way you can cut this out? I'm honest, dude. Like,
Seriously?
Yeah, no, dude. There's fucking lunatics out there.
Okay.
Whoa.
Off the air, I'll cut it.
All right.
Jeez. I love how surprised he is. Jeez.
Well,
There's
you can mention the
there's
amount.
absolutely crazy people out
Okay,
there.
yeah.
If someone doesn't want to answer a question, a good podcaster would probably just skip right over it and move on. To give Ethan the benefit of the doubt, he was still pretty new to podcasting. Ethan clearly thought Bill's reasoning for not answering the question was silly, but some people genuinely take their privacy seriously. Ethan saying, geez, comes off extremely childish and will make someone with a short temper blow a fuse. Bill held it together for the most part, but his patience was running out.
When you were getting booed by thousands of people
I was
in
hoping
Philly.
you were. I was like, when you said my favorite
You don't-
YouTube video, I was like, oh God, not the Philly thing again. And then you did the Sherry's Berries. I was like, I love this podcast. Now I hate you.
Oh no.
I love. What can I do? I love that.
I'm joking. I'm fucking with you. Go ahead, let's do it.
But do you?
What
But,
would bring a hat?
no, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna ask you.
Were bullet, and you've been
He
moved
roasted that
before?
nigga.
You've talked about this a
Got his
lot.
wife laughing at him.
Probably more than the grape lady.
I didn't
Yes.
realize.
No, but go ahead.
Let's
now,
do it.
Well,
Let's
now
do it.
I frankly,
I like making you.
I like to skip it.
I like making you uncomfortable.
Again, this subject was something Bill did not want to talk about, and when he called Ethan out on it, Ethan got defensive. Nevertheless, Bill talked about the Philly incident, and he wasn't happy about it.
Well, I love that moment. I love everything you do. The great.
This is how you turn it around. This is how you turn it around.
Where
made you uncomfortable. Now you fucking sit there and compliment me.
I almost made it through without making it to myself. I got so close.
What are you talking about? I had a great time.
I did too. I really did.
I hope you did. I'm worried about you.
I did.
Thank God you got,
I'm playing it up. I'm playing it up.
All right.
But I'm trying to be funny, but...
This was just an hour of Bill Burr shattering Ethan's ego when an online joker meets a real comedian. This situation was very similar to the Theo Vau episode. On the surface, these awkward podcasts with Ethan and Theo seem harmless. Bill is just being himself and ends both pods saying he had a great time. But it negatively affected Ethan more than you'd imagine. Many people called Ethan too sensitive.
And after that episode with Bill Burr, I came home and that's when I started taking antidepressants and I went to therapy. Wow. It was soul crushing. It felt like a rock bottom for me because I was having a hard time with the podcast and interviews in general, and that for me was just kind of like the culmination of a lot of stress.
And that this was a reality check considering all the people he had made fun of over the years. But Ethan had Bill back 1 year later, and it went great. However, there was one time where it seemed like Bill was the one who was genuinely uncomfortable around an interviewer. A small production called Southside Steve TV on 100.5 Rock Radio interviewed Bill in 2008. Bill was immediately put off by the man's weird style and country attire, sizing him up immediately. Steve made a critical error, asking a comedian to tell a joke during an interview.
So I figure I'll toss you a mic and you go.
And I'm going to do stand-up in front of 9 people in a radio station? No, I'm not doing that.
Well, you're taking the fun out of Southside Steve TV.
How about I give you $5 and I want to watch you line dance in your I'm a racist cowboy.
I don't know how to line dance, dude.
Okay.
It's hard to tell whether Southside Steve is just a character or if he actually is just obnoxious and clueless.
Okay.
Are you a racist?
No, I'm not a racist.
But Bill always makes sure to get a few jabs in.
You know what he looks like? He looks like the first guy who gets his ass kicked in a Steven Seagal movie.
Bill jokingly said that this was the worst interview he has ever done. And in true Bill fashion, he did an interview years later and bonded with the man.
That last video we did, a lot of people thought that like I was seriously upset with you.
No.
At least on YouTube. I can't believe that there's morons on YouTube that didn't believe that I was having a good time.
You think that we're not friends? You think we don't walk away from this and hug it out? I like this guy.
Just because he has a NASCAR accent and I sound like some prick from Boston,
exactly,
doesn't mean we can't find a common ground.
Yet despite all of Bill's roasts, jokes, laughing at people, he hates when people make fun of comedians. Kill Tony is a live comedy show that takes place every week in Austin, Texas. The show is hosted by comedians Tony Hinchcliffe and Brian Redband, who invite a celebrity guest, which is typically famous comedians, to join their panel.
I'm not retarded by the rock.
Invite aspiring comedians on stage to do a 1-minute set, then roast them for how bad they are in front of a live crowd. For some people, it's their first time doing comedy. Others have been doing it for a few years. And as you can imagine, most of these sets are boring, unfunny, lacking structure, and result in awkward, loud silences from the crowd. Everyone participating in the show understands the structure, and they look at it as constructive criticism for the comedian. Theoretically, it will make them better and let them develop thicker skin. However, when Bill came on the show, he wasn't familiar with the format, and after the first guest, he hated it.
Just compliment someone, put it in the context of a joke, and an idiot will make a fool of himself. Sorry. How much time do I have left?
Wow, it's a really casual set for you, huh? Maybe not.
You would have picked one guy. You would have done that. We were shitting on him. He thought it would work. It didn't work.
Yeah.
This is fucking brutal. Is this going to be an hour of this? I don't want to do this to people. It's fucking horrible. Nobody can be funny in a fucking minute. It's stupid.
Oh, no, it happens.
Fucking 2 seconds.
Oh, it happens a lot. Jesse just took a real bullet there.
Fuck this. You don't even... Fuck this. This is stupid. It's stupid. You're fine. You're fine.
Bill quickly tried to console the guy and shifted the negativity and jokes towards Tony.
There's one more, and then I'm out. All right? There's another one, mean, just to be fucking mean. I'm not doing this for fucking... trying to bring it up here.
I love it. Jesse, you did so bad, one of our guests is about to quit. I don't know what else to tell you.
Oh, if there's a negative lining, Tony will find it. There it is, right between the ray of sunshine. There's that little nugget of negativity. You f***ing smarmy f***ing
Then Bill was trying to give genuine advice to the comics.
Yeah, I would just say just slow down a little bit.
Okay.
Just slow down a little bit, and just the more you do your jokes, the more they'll come off natural. I would just slow down a little bit.
Okay.
That's it. It's not a threat. It's just,
But when one of the aspiring comics actually had a good set, Bill decided to give him a few jabs.
Like, what's the government?
This dude's a fucking psycho, man. This guy is gonna get his own show, and he's gonna be a fucking lunatic. Like, he has no remorse, no guilt, no fucking responsibility for your own actions. You're a fucking dirtbag, man.
For the next hour, Bill barely said anything. You could tell he didn't like the format and just kind of sat painstakingly through the entire show. Now, 7 years later, Kill Tony is at its peak. They are more popular than ever and have had a broad range of massive celebrities come on, yet Bill Burr never returned. Although at times he is aggressive, intimidating, and quick to reveal uncomfortable truths, his jokes are a sign of showing love. He is actually a sensitive guy who just wants people to be the best version of themselves.
Always be the best version of yourself, man. Shout out to Bill Burr, man. He's one of them funny, crazy comedians, man. Bruh, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I never seen the full set, but I seen like clips on YouTube and shit. And he's hilarious, man. You know what I'm saying? And you like my reaction, shoot, like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to Patrick CC. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.